Well, it's a very nice marina and very protected harbor here in the town of Brindisi. You see, the wind's been strong from the north, so what we need is a bit of wind from the south or for the winds to drop, and then we can get on our way. We're really looking forward to getting to Croatia. Brindisi is a pretty town, but 9 days is a long time.
I wanted to break away to see the world.
I longed for excitement, the romance of travel.
So we built a boat.
And now we travel the oceans. Join us as we voyage to distant shores.
Well, bye-bye Brindisi, I hope. We've been here over a week. We have never had the right winds to go. It has always been from the north, and we're trying to go north. The forecast is supposed to be for force 3 today, but it's already force 4 and a bit. So I don't know if we're gonna make any headway at all, but we were getting harbor rot. We had to get away from the dock. So we're gonna give it a try today.
What if it doesn't work?
If it doesn't work, well, we can try going up the coast, but that's into it too. Otherwise, I guess we come back to Brindisi, which is a nice town, very nice town, and tie up at the dock again and try again tomorrow.
For the last few seasons, Paul and I have been sailing to countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea aboard our 37-foot sailboat, the Two-Step. Today, we are heading across the Adriatic Sea from Brindisi on the southwest coast of Italy. Despite the uncomfortable head seas, we push on through the night for the 100-mile sail to Croatia. At daybreak, we arrive exhausted in Croatia at an off-lying island 20 miles south of Dubrovnik. Landfall in Croatia, and it's flat, calm. Who can judge the weather in the Med? Since we're still in transit and haven't cleared into the country yet, we won't launch our dinghy or go ashore until we reach Dubrovnik, the official port of entry. We're also flying our yellow Q flag, the international signal stating our intention to check in.
Since it's good seamanship to be well rested for a journey, we'll snooze at anchor for a couple of hours to catch up on the sleep we lost during the night, then continue on to Dubrovnik to clear in this afternoon.
But this, we soon discovered, was a big mistake. The events which followed involved a rude awakening from the Marine Police, who informed us that it was an offense to stop in Croatia before clearing into the country, regardless of the fact that we needed rest, hadn't launched our dinghy, hadn't gone ashore, and were flying the international Q flag. Then they confiscated our passports and directed us to the nearest police station at the harbor of Cavtat, about 8 miles up the coast. Cavtat, we then discovered, is now a port of entry, but only during the summer months. A customs officer was sent out to inspect our boat, and then we were directed to sail immediately to Dubrovnik to report to the police there, who, we learned, would drive us to court, where we would have to plead our case and possibly pay a stiff fine before collecting our passports. Tell me about your day.
I've had a really crappy day. I tell you, this place likes paperwork. So far we've paid a lot more to check in here than we've ever paid in any country before. Luckily it looks beautiful, so I hope it's worth it. But I have a feeling that I might be in jail and not be able to enjoy it. So what we're doing next is now we're going to Dubrovnik, where we have to talk to the police again. And they've got my passport, and so far it's not been at all the kind of experience that I was hoping for. So we shall see how it goes.
One of the things I was really looking forward to on this cruise to Croatia was sailing up to the beautiful old walled city of Dubrovnik, but now it lies like a city of doom ahead of us. When we were in the Mediterranean with Two-Step 10 years ago, we'd really wanted to sail here, but it was 1991 when the civil war with the Yugoslavian government was raging and Dubrovnik was under siege. This charming old city, now beautifully restored, was being bombed to pieces, so we had to postpone our trip and dream of getting another chance to return. Well, the chance finally arrived, and now we're feeling very sorry that we ever came. But if there's one thing we've learned from traveling, it's that first impressions can be deceiving.
Okay, it's 10 to 8 in the evening. We've been here for over 12 hours. We have spent 2,400 kuna already. Luckily, I don't know what they're worth yet. I have an unfortunate feeling that this is going to be almost $500. All I've got to show for that is a sailing permit, which other countries don't even charge for, and a ticket for anchoring in an anchorage before I had a sailing permit. So I've been to the inside of the courtroom, I met the judge, and we met a nice man who's a translator, and he's going to show us some restaurants. So hopefully something good will come out of this. And I'm sure that beyond all this terrible bureaucracy, that Croatia is going to be a nice place. It is amazing, but I'm tired, and it's been the end of quite a day. Are you interested in the cruising lifestyle? Are you planning to sail away on a cruising adventure? Or researching cruising areas and destinations? Distant Shores is a television series about the cruising life, with lots of tips for sailors planning to sail away. This is Oswego, New York. We are entering the Erie Canal system, and this will take us all the way from Lake Ontario to the Hudson River, which gets us to New York City. Plus destination information to help you make your cruising plans. Yeah, I can stand on the bottom. We've been filming Distant Shores for nearly 15 years and know the fun and challenges of the cruising life. We've made Distant Shores with you in mind. We include plenty of cruising tips in this travel series, as well as lifestyle segments and hints for sailors heading to exotic destinations. Encouragement for you and your crew to get out cruising. Destinations include the Intracoastal Waterway, the Bahamas, Caribbean, the Mediterranean, Scandinavia, transatlantic passage making, the French canals, and more. Well, after that day yesterday, I'm sure things were going to look up, and they have. This is wonderful. This is one of the nicest marinas we've ever seen, and it's only about $20 US a night. Now we're really looking forward to getting north and exploring the rest of this Dubrovnik coast.
A positive thing about our encounter with the Croatian police is that we met a guy called Orsat who was called into court to be our translator. He's offered to show us the best of Dubrovnik.
Good to see you,
Nice to see you too.
This is great. What a beautiful city. Do you have a bit of time to show me around today?
Sure. Okay, well, this is the main street of Dubrovnik called Stradun or Plaza.
Stradun Plaza.
The interesting thing about this street is that it used to be a channel dividing the two parts of Dubrovnik. The one which was built on a rock,
Yes.
and the other one which was built on the mainland.
Oh, so this street was actually water before?
This sea was actually a sea channel, which was filled with rocks and later on
made into
polished into this beautiful street.
Oh, it is marvelous. Wow, that's an incredible harbor wall. I've never seen one that big before.
Well, what we are looking at over there is Fortress St. Ivan, and over there we see breakwater, which was built, I think, around 12th or 13th century. So they had cannons on both this fortress and on fortress over there, so the harbor was very well protected. Well, here we have Onofrio's fountain, and the water that you see coming out is actually drinking water.
It's beautiful water. And after this hot day, I'm really appreciating it. Well, this has been a really great walk. Thank you very much.
and it's just a beautiful place to spend a summer day.
Yes, it is.
Look at this beautiful town. It was completely flattened by a severe earthquake in 1667 and was rebuilt and remained virtually unchanged since that time. So what you're seeing is a perfectly preserved town from the 1600s. Walking along the walls of the old town of Dubrovnik is definitely a good way to get your morning exercise. Isn't this beautiful? These walls go all the way around the old town. It's about a 2-kilometer walk, and I highly recommend doing it early morning or late afternoon when it's not too hot. These stones really hold the heat. During the bombing in 1991 and 92, 2 out of every 3 roofs were damaged by the attack. And one of the biggest restoration challenges has been to replace these tiles. They were originally made in an old factory with the clay being formed over the thigh of a man and then formed into the roofs here. The challenge for the Restoration Committee has been to find tiles of the same material and color to replace the tiles on the roofs. However, that hasn't been possible, and they're gradually being replaced by new modern tiles.
Wow, that was a great walk. Good exercise, takes about 2 hours. But sometimes it's almost like Dubrovnik is almost a caricature of itself. It's almost too perfect. Whatever it is, it's an amazingly preserved city from the 1700s.
Orsat tells us about some great anchorages in the islands close to the city. So, armed with our new sailing permit, we head to Šibenski Luka and agree to meet him in a few days.
You know, even though Paul and I have traveled a lot, it always takes a little bit of time to settle into a new country, and I guess that's what we've been going through here. We've been trying to figure out all the different anchorages. It's a new language, new attitudes and customs. But I think here in Luka, we're finally settling in. We're just sailing around the corner from the Dubrovnik marina to a little bay near Zaton to learn how to prepare a traditional dish. One of the great things about traveling is learning about the local foods, and Orsat has recommended a restaurant we can take our boat right to and have a nice meal. Bit of a stretch, but here we are.
This is storage for boat house, and it's old about 500 or 600 years.
Oh my goodness, so a very old
Yes.
building. Restaurant Orsan, which means boathouse, is part of an old family estate. The restaurant and estate property is owned by the Gaverovich family.
They got the idea that they could use this place, which Mr. Niko Gaverovich inherited
Oh, I see.
before, and which was unused. This was a storage. So they got an idea to use all things that they have learned while working in Germany and come back here. They wanted to invent something ours, meaning Dalmatian, Croatian. So as soon as they earned enough money to start up the business, they came back.
It was a communist country. Was it difficult for them to start their own business?
Nije, nije bilo problem.
Yeah, but she says it's like as long as you're working hard, it's the same for you. You're working this system, you're working the other system. The restaurant was not working for 4 years, since 1991 to 1995.
Right.
As this was a part which was under the occupation of Yugoslavian army, so they were not able to work for a few years.
Well, we're very glad that things are back working here and that we can all come with our boats and enjoy this beautiful setting. Voila.
Hvala vama.
Thank you very much.
Then Nikolina gives me a tour of the grounds where they grow their own fruits and vegetables for the restaurant. Now, is this usual for a restaurant to grow its own vegetables like this here? Or?
It's not.
No, so
It's not. Most of the restaurants buy the food at the market. This is our special approach to food.
Yes, it really shows a love.
Olive trees.
Olive trees.
Yeah.
And what do you do with the olives?
We press it and make olive oil.
You make your own
Yes,
olive oil
yes,
for the
yes.
restaurant?
Yes.
Oh, we really are going to have a special meal here, I think.
You got the parsley?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's my flower.
So with one whole octopus, we're going to make a salad.
Želite mi pomoći?
Would you like to help me?
Sure.
Thank
Give
you.
it a try. Thank you.
Here it is.
Now, okay. It feels quite rubbery. Not so fast as you. Watch the fingers.
Now we must put salt and pepper, onion,
And onions from the garden.
yes, kapari,
Oh, capers.
yes,
I'm very fond of capers. I really like capers. That looks like a red wine vinegar.
yes, and oil.
And this is olive oil from the
yes.
farm.
And now we mixed and must push.
And once again, we're using fresh greens from the garden. We've got some parsley there too, I see.
That's it.
Hey, this looks great.
Here's some ricola for you,
Oh, nice.
together with
The
octopus
colors
salad.
are so beautiful together.
Yeah.
So I'll give this a try. It's very tender. Somehow I thought it would be kind of rubbery, just because of the nature of the octopus, but it's very tender and the dressing is just subtle. It's
This one is from Marlin 4. Position is Ivan Dolac. This is position of sort of red wine. Producer is Vujnovic. He making for us our sign. Yes, yes, blue bot. Yes, special for us. Yes, yes.
Oh, it looks great. Oh, that's very nice. These guys do everything here.
well, here's to a wonderful evening with new friends. Cheers.
Cheers.
With this coastline, seafood is the highlight of Dalmatian cuisine, and the specialty of the house is black risotto. This bountiful dish is delicately flavored with the ink of Adriatic squid.
Oh, very nice. The seafood looks like a real reason to come to Croatia, I think. As we finish dinner, Nikolina shows us an intriguing thing about sea urchins.
You can see some of them are males and some of them are females. So this is a male. The way to distinguish them is females have different things on themselves. Okay, she put some shells on top of her body to make herself beautiful, and she's trying to get recognized by the male part of the population.
You mean they really like these cute females with the rocks on their heads?
Probably. I don't know the other reason that females would put the rocks on themselves. Was pet octopus, but free, and she used to come right there between 7:30, and he would feed her with the small crabs, and she would let him touch her. Like, that's incredible. Could you believe that?
So when you guys go spearfishing tomorrow, no octopus.
I promise. Well, as everybody knows, probably the Dubrovnik and the whole Croatia was attacked. Nobody could get in or out. There were some convoy ships trying to break the siege and enter the town or go out of the town. And it was only after several months that the first convoy managed to break the siege, because the Yugoslav army loved it to bring medicine and supplies.
During the first time of the attack, I was already working in Sweden together with my girlfriend, and it was even harder than being here. It was harder the fact because I couldn't reach my parents for the first 2 months. All connections, both phone and all others, were interrupted, and it was pretty hard being so close, because Sweden is really not that far from Dubrovnik, but at the same time not being able to know what was happening. So after that I visited Dubrovnik several times, even during the war on Croatia, but those 2 months will somehow be the hardest part from the whole war for me. The war is something which we will always remember, but it's something that we should somehow try to put behind us and turn a new page and go forwards.
This is the hottest day of the year so far. And our friend Orsat is going to help us by taking us out underwater so we can cool off. And we're spearfishing, so we're going to go see if we can find... What are we going to go and find?
Well, we don't know yet, but hopefully we'll find some fish big enough to film.
Big enough for lunch. We've made the 10-minute dinghy ride out, and we're all dressed in these suits already, so we're trying the new Adriatic sun heat diet, where you get to sit in 32 degrees in the sun in the wetsuit and only eat fish if you catch any. And I'm going to be shooting with the camera.
Permits are required for spearfishing and underwater photography in Croatia and can be obtained at local dive shops. Paul and Orsat are really good freedivers. Both can hold their breath for stretches of over 2 minutes, and during the next hour spend about half the time on the bottom.
What did you see down there?
Oh, we're playing with an octopus. No octopus salad, we're just playing. Oh. So what is she doing down there? She looks just
Well,
like
I think she's trying to make herself as big as possible so that we too would be frightened of her.
Oh, yes.
She's trying to defend her territory.
I'm never going to be able to have an octopus salad again. Well, that was great, good fun. We had a nice time. We saw lots of smaller fish, none of those big dinner-sized fish, so our Mediterranean diet seems to be turning into just weight loss by suits on a hot day and no fish at all. Maybe we get a hamburger.
I guess that sounds good. Maybe the fish was too nervous to appear in front of your cameras. Oh, it's the nature in octopus. I mean, you don't have to catch fish every time you dive. It's just being out here that fills up your batteries for the next week.
I am absolutely loving Croatia. It is the most beautiful piece of coastline that I've ever seen. Maybe because it was under communist rule for so long, it didn't get developed with the sort of hodgepodge of hotels that a lot of the other places around here have had. And the people we've met have been so friendly. It's just a matter of getting to know them. They're not maybe so outgoing as the Italians or some of the countries we've been, but they're warm people when we get to know them.
and I am just loving it here in Croatia. Thanks for watching this video from way back in the early days of Distant Shores. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming videos.
For 10 years, Paul and I have been longing to visit the Dalmatian coast of Croatia. There's over 1,000 islands and miles of protected water for sailing. We've sailed all the way from Canada, and at last we're here.
Cruising!